Okay. So you can actually show, you can be sitting there looking at the same homes together. Remember, you want to use language that makes it clear that you guys are on the same team. Okay. You don't want to use adversarial words like you know and these. If they don't win, you don't win, right? That's the whole point here. So, so we want to show the comparables. Like Ben Kinney suggests, I heard him say this many years ago, said something to the effect of, you want to try to bring, I think he says 5 actives, 5 pendings, and 5 sales. That's a lot. I mean, I think you could probably do like 2 or 3, to be honest. In a perfect world, you want to have at least one property that is more impressive than the subject home, and you'd like to have at least one property that is less impressive than the subject home. Impressive would be things like level of update or size or acreage or finish and these kind of things. Make sense? All right, hang on one sec.
All right. Everyone can hear me now? All right, sorry about that, y'all.
Yes.
Man.
Can I ask a question? Not something that has to be answered right now, but what would be a good thing to do to get us more practice? The Ignite class was pretty, she did a real top level. She had like tons of sales in her neighborhood and she's like, yeah, mine's kind of like these. I'd say like 520. Like we didn't really delve into anything and I don't feel qualified for that.
I mean, nothing would stop you from, like, let's say you connected with Kimberly and Kimberly picked a home. It doesn't have to be her home. Because I could tell you what Kimberly's home's worth down to the nickel just about, because we have a sale, right? She just bought it like 2 weeks ago, right? So there's not much debate there. So she could pick a random home and you could do the analysis yourself. She could do the analysis herself and you can compare notes. And then Kathy, you could pick a random home and you could do the same thing. So, I was never like a huge fan of, I know this is going to sound insane, but I can't even think of many times at all that I did a CMA for a client. Okay. I didn't want to get in the weeds of like, oh, you have, 2.5 bath instead of 3.5 baths. So that's $2,384.26.
What'd you do then?
I basically created a range. So I found a couple of properties that were a little bit more impressive, a couple of properties that were a little less impressive, and some stuff very close. So I could say, okay.
So you do high level. We don't really have to do like plus a basement, minus a basement.
Yeah, exactly. Keep it simple, right? And say, what I always did is I'd share the data with them and we would, the line's actually here. So based on all these comparables, this one priced at this one priced at this, and this one priced at this, what do you feel we should price your home at so it's positioned on the market to outperform any and all of the other properties for sale? And they say 345. I said, well, 345, you could buy that place. And that's got a basement, you don't have one. Or that's in the cul-de-sac and yours isn't. Or that's got a pool and yours doesn't. Or that's got 3-sided brick, yours got 1-sided brick. Or that one's, 2,500 square feet, yours is 1,800 square feet, right? So you're trying to make a seller think like a buyer. So you basically can create a little range. So say, hey, this place will probably sell between 3.
Still there, Bill?
We're getting hail at my house.
Yeah, same here.
Not good.
No bueno.
Not small either.
Like got little golf balls.
What area are you guys in?
I'm in Alpharetta.
I'm in Canton. Hmm.
All right. Sorry, can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay. That's kind of how I would just have a conversation with them. I want to share the same data with them, and I want to get their feedback on what they think it's going to take to be successful. And I'll do the same analysis, and we can come up with a pricing strategy. The unique thing is let's say that we have an appointment on March the 25th, and they need to do some flooring work and maybe some landscaping and maybe have a room or two painted or something.
All right. The market's going to change in 2 weeks anyway, right? So by the time that home's ready to go on the market, we're going to have to redo all the analysis anyway, right? Because something else will have sold, something else will be on the market, the overpriced listings will still be on the market, there'll be new data to evaluate, right? So I never wanted to go into the process saying, this is your price. I wanted to say, here's the data, let's price this thing together. I want to make sure that you like what you're seeing, and we respect your opinion of value as well. There was plenty of times where I did that, and the seller would come back and say, "I'm thinking 200." I say, "I'm thinking 215." They're like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's try it. Do I have your permission to try it?" They're like, "Yeah," right? And we get over 215. And there's sometimes it's the other way around, where I'm saying 200, they're saying 215. I say, help me understand where you got 215. Which comp is closest to the 215? Let's evaluate that together, right? So as we're having, not a defend yourself, please, I think you're wrong. It's help me understand where that came from, right? Now, there's some lines in here in this packet. This is from Command that are talking about the process. So I'd like to share a little bit of information with you about the process, right? I'd like to be your realtor for life. My goal is to, help you with this transaction, help the, people that and, be a resource for you from this moment forward, et cetera, right? You're kind of giving them an understanding of how you'd like to operate. If necessary, you can use I just have kind of the headlines here, like finding a buyer and that kind of stuff. Things like this, finding a buyer, this is where your buyer is going to come from. If you need to go into a little bit more detail about what you do from an online marketing standpoint or digital marketing, hey, I make calls every single day looking for sellers for my buyers and buyers for my sellers. So, I may not be available from 9 to 11, but understand that I am working for you during those hours. I'll be calling all of your neighbors, inviting people to an open house, letting people know that the home is available. Calling my agent database, sending materials to my agent database to let them know your home's available and I'm ready to make it easy for them to buy it, right? You're telling them all the things that you do to get the home sold, right? Here's a slide called It's All in the Details. You can kind of internalize some of these topics. This is stuff like, professional photography, door knocking, yard signs, these kind of things. If applicable, you can tie in some of your experience and some of the market statistics for Roswell. Testimonials, if you feel they're necessary to share. If you feel that it's necessary to share anything about Keller Williams, if they seem to be caught up on the brokerage, right? You can talk a little bit about what Keller Williams does and how they do it. There's something called the promise, which I don't have enough time to go into today, but it's basically saying like, look, my goal for this experience is that by the end of it, you have such an amazing experience that you're going to feel compelled to share the news about how this went for you and your family. And my promise to you is that I'm going to go to the highest level of service for you. And my hope is that you'll be so satisfied with my work that we got our job done in the appropriate amount of time for the appropriate number of dollars, all that kind of thing, that you feel compelled to share my contact information with someone else that would like an experience like this. Would that be okay? Right? So you're kind of setting them up to get comfortable with the possibility of making introductions, right? And then you say, you know, so Mrs. Miller, all we need to do now is sign the contract so that you can get to Chicago by July and be with your grandkids. Ready? And you stop talking. And they will say, okay, let's do it, right? Then you get the formalities out, you shake hands, you get out of there, off to your next appointment, okay? Or they will come back and say, well, I don't want to pay you 3%, blah, 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 blah. And that, my friends, is where you have a packet like this, right? Which is the 40 real estate objections handled. You should memorize this. You will be asked these things. Hang on. Right? So you want to make sure that, look, they just like we have scripts, they got scripts too. Their scripts are like, I'm going to interview more people. My sister's a realtor. Somebody said they'll do it for 2%. What about iBuyers? I'm going to relist with the old agent. My buddy's a realtor, you know, all that kind of stuff. Don't be surprised when you get asked those questions. I'm telling you right now, you're going to get asked those questions. So please prepare. Read through the script books and know how to respond to those questions. Okay.
Are these in that Script University book that
the ones
is there like one place where we can find all of these things?
So there is you know, every kind of coaching program's got their own script book, right? So
Yeah.
you'll see a lot of different ideas. I posted this one, which is the Locker Room Script Simplified. This is probably my favorite of all. I'll post that in the WhatsApp announcements now.
And I saw the university one. I forgot when you posted that. So I have that one. And then, you know, when you do Ignite, you get Melba's, but they're all scattered throughout her 500 pages of, you know, the instructions. So I was just wondering if there was one place.
There
is not.
I want you to get into the habit of looking for resources wherever they become available.
Yeah.
And you see a new script book and you scan through it. Oh, is there anything interesting in here? And you might take one script out of it. And if that's all you get, that's fantastic. Okay, the one I just showed you that I have printed out is called the 40 Real Estate Objections Handled. I will post that in the announcements page too. All this stuff is in the Google Drive, but I'll try to make it simple for you, okay? And then down below, there's some discussions on some additional scripts and whatnot if you're having a hard time getting to a price. Okay, now let me kind of summarize what we did. What we have done is we have, in a way that does not seem boastful, we have shared all the great stuff that we do. We've asked them a ton of questions so that we know how to serve them. We know how to win with them. We know how to lose with them. We know how to win, right? We have come to an agreement on a price. You have shown them that you are incredibly prepared and you've asked for the order, okay? And there's nothing wrong. I think there was a, you know, there's one thing in here that is not in here that I want to add, which is something to the effect of, so just so you know, our meeting will take about 45 minutes to an hour. Would that be okay? Okay, if you don't let them know how long the meeting is going to take, then they're going to wonder how much longer you're going to talk for. And they're going to stop paying attention. And be like, dude, is this guy going to get out of here? The kid's got to go to bed, right? Or they'll or you'll just continue to blab because you got nothing else on your calendar that day. Which tells me that you need more stuff on your calendar, even if it's go home or it's study scripts. Hey, I got an appointment at 4 o'clock, so I need to be on the road. My appointment is with my pillow. My appointment is with my kids. My appointment is with myself, so I can get to be a better real estate agent. Make sense? If you treat it like a job, guys, it will pay you so much money you don't even know what to do with it. Okay, and if you treat it like a hobby, you'll be lucky if it pays you like a hobby. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Today is all about learning the right questions to ask. Okay. All right, y'all. Was this helpful?
Very.
All right, beautiful.
Yeah.
But don't forget, guys, there is literally like 400 something videos in the YouTube channel. So if you are not subscribed and getting notifications for that, please take a moment to do it. And while I have a little group here that does have a couple of people that have not gotten a chance to record your numbers, please, I have a coaching call in 14 minutes with my coach. And she doesn't even ask me how I'm doing before she asks me what my people's numbers are. So can you please take a moment and fill out your numbers? I don't care how big or small they are. If it's a blank, honestly, I hate to say it this way, I'm gonna get kind of in your face. If it's a blank, there's a part of me that's like, dude, that's just kind of disrespectful. Like, come on, it takes 30 seconds to fill it out. Just put a 0 there if you didn't do anything. Okay, I'd rather see a 0 than a blank. Okay, make sense? I'm pouring into you all week. Just give me 30 seconds of telling me how it's working. Okay. Travis, did you have a question?
No.
The other Travis.
No, I'm good.
Travis Mack, do you have a question? I just saw your screen, the yellow go around your box there.
No, I was just responding to when you said it doesn't make sense, and I was just responding back to that.
Beautiful. I do want to let you guys know you're crushing it this month. I'm really proud of you. This will be the best month we've ever had in productivity coaching in over a year. You're doing great with appointments. You're doing great with listings taken. I'm super proud of you. Just keep putting those numbers up there, guys. Keep preparing for the second quarter. And I will see you soon. Take care.
Bye, Bill.
Thanks, Bill.
Yep.